Hello, my fabulous sixth graders. It is Miss Lawyer, and I am hoping that this video helps you with the notes for our balanced and unbalanced forces for Learning Target 2. I can identify and explain balanced and unbalanced forces. So, I believe the way this set of notes works is if it is in red, that is something that you are expected to write. So a force is a push or a pull on an object, and a force is measured in newtons. And 1 Newton is equal to 1 kilogram multiplied by meters per second squared. You don't really need to know that. You just need to know that 1 Newton would be equal to that. All right, so you probably have seen this, but when forces are balanced, there is either no motion or constant motion. So balanced forces do not cause change in motion, and the forces are equal. So with these people playing tug of war here, right, they're both pulling an equal amount. My pen is not working. Here we go. They're both pulling an equal amount, and so like here, let's say that this person's pulling in this direction with 10 newtons, and this person is pulling in this direction with 10 newtons, then that's a wacky arrow, but it's good enough. Those would be equal, meaning there would be no motion or a constant motion. So if something is moving at a consistent speed, that would mean those forces are balanced, or if something is not moving at all, that is no motion. So, unbalanced forces. Now, an unbalanced force can be in the same direction or in opposite directions. So they can be going in the same, why does my pen keep turning off? They can be going in the same direction, or they can be going in opposite directions. And when forces are unbalanced, there is a change in motion. So meaning if it was not moving, it starts moving, or if it was moving, it stops moving. There we go. So in this example right here, the dog is pulling this person more than the person is pulling back on the dog, right? And so we might say that the dog is pulling with a force of 10 newtons and the person's pulling with a force of 8 newtons. So it's going to go in the direction of the object that has more force. So I'd be pulling in the opposite directions. Now, if I had like 2 people pushing a box, course, stuff just keeps erasing. If I had 2 people pushing a box, then that would also be an unbalanced, but they could both be pushing with like 8 newtons and 10 newtons. And so since they're going in the same direction, but there would be movement in that case because there's nothing to like balance it out. There's some sort of change in motion and the forces are not equal. All right, so net force is the sum of all the forces acting on an object. So I talked about this briefly when we were in investigation, I think it was 2, and we were talking about the volleyball on the desk and how the desk was pushing up on the volleyball. Same thing here with this cake on the table. So I have 2 newtons pushing down. The cake is being pushed down by gravity, and 2 newtons is pushing back up on the cake. We'll talk more about that and that relationship specifically when we talk about Newton's third law. But for now, you just need to know that if both of the numbers are the same, they kind of cancel each other out. So if your arrows are going in opposite directions, so like here, this one's going down, and then the other one is going up, so that would be, they're in opposite directions. You're going to subtract the arrows. If they're going in the same direction, you would add the arrows together. So here they're in opposite directions. 2 minus 2 would give me 0 newtons. So there we go, I just said that. So if they're moving in opposite directions, you subtract. So here we had 6 newtons moving in to the left, and we had 3 newtons moving to the right. So we would say, since they're in opposite directions, we're going to subtract their values. So I would say 6 minus 3, and I would get 3 newtons. So it would be unbalanced, and it would be unbalanced by 3 newtons to the left. You're always going to go in the direction of the bigger, force. So see how 6 newtons was going towards the left? That's why the whole thing goes towards the left, because of that. All right, so moving in the same direction, we would add them together. So, for example, these 2 oxen, they are moving, and they're walking. So one is moving with the direction of 6 newtons, and the other is moving with the direction of 8 newtons. And so that would be 14 newtons total. You would add them together for the 14 newtons total, and the forces are always going to occur in pairs. And that is it for balanced and unbalanced forces. So basically, to kind of recap, if the object is in constant motion or not moving at all, that is going to be a balanced force. If the object is, and the arrows are the same, like the same number of newtons on both sides, then that would be unbalanced or balanced. And if they are not the same, or moving in opposite directions, or moving in the same direction but the forces are not equal, then you're going to either add or subtract depending on that. And then the forces are always going to occur in pairs. So I hope that that helps you, and y'all will do the 2.3 combining forces review practice, and then you'll do the 2.4 practice as well. And then you'll do the check your understanding, and you will be done. I hope this helps, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.